guys, welcome to a brand new video on my channel, Meg's Movies. If you are new to this channel, this is basically where I talk to you guys about my passion for movies. This goes from collections, hauls, reviews, and to today's video, so let's get into it. Okay, so this is more of a redo video, just for the simple fact of when I last did a video for this, sort of like a couple of months ago, I do think I was missing a couple of things from my collection, as in like Toy Story 1, I think I missed out of the collection, and plus also I've added quite a few sort of like new things to the collection, and I'm starting to catalogue my films properly now. Like, I keep starting it but I'll never finish it. So this is my way of basically saying, once I've done this video, that's the catalogue. So this is me finally cataloguing all of my collection. So I will finish off this collection as well at some point. But first I want to redo this one. Just for the simple fact of, I feel I'm a bit more organised now. And like I said, there's a few more 4Ks that have been added. So yeah, so this is my 4K collection update once again. So I'm going to try and be nice and calm and chill about this and just go through all my movies, because like I said, I'm cataloguing, I'm organising, because as you can see, a lot of my films are now mixed up because I've took things out and not put it back properly. So this is me trying to be a bit more organised. So yes, so let's get into it. So this is from A to Z of my 4K collection. So obviously there is some 4Ks that are in steelbook form, so you'll see that in a steelbook video. Or for example, there will be there's the box set here which has got multiple movies in it. So that'll be right at the end. So yes, so let's get into it. So starting with my A's. So the first four I'll show you are my Avengers set. So I have Avengers Assembled. I have, oh, this is in the wrong order. See, this is why I'm redoing it. Avengers Age of Ultron, Avengers Infinity War, and Avengers Endgame. These are my absolute favourite films from the MCU. I can't wait to see what Avengers Secret Wars and Kang Dynasty brings, because ever since Endgame, I don't think a lot of the things we've got from the MCU have been as good. I think so far the only film that I've truly enjoyed has been Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. But yeah, so these four MCU movies, the Avengers, absolutely epic films. And if they ended at Endgame, I think that would have been absolutely perfect. Then the next one I have is a 2-film box set, and that is The Amazing Spider-Man. So I actually quite enjoyed this one, and not gonna lie, I think Andrew Garfield is like my second favourite Spider-Man after Tom Holland. Just for the simple fact of, I did grow up with Tobey Maguire, but for me, I watched the Amazing Spider-Man films more than I did the Tobey. So for me, he was my Spider-Man for a little while. But yeah, so this is the 2-film collection. So obviously I was trying to upgrade all my superhero movies. So whenever I upgrade things to 4K, I tend to get rid of the Blu-rays. So hence why I'm also redoing this, because there's a lot of films I would have taken out of this as I'm doing it. So hence why redoing. And the other one I have is Aladdin. So this is the animated one. I still need to get the live action one at some point, just so I've got the two there. But I really enjoy Aladdin. This is one of the Robin Williams films that I absolutely love and grew up with. And I still haven't watched this in 4K in full, because my 4K is in my bedroom. And when I'm in my bed, I tend to fall asleep very quickly. So at this moment in time, some of the 4Ks I've put in, I've watched over night time and then fell asleep. So now on to my B's. So we have A Bug's Life, absolute amazing Disney Pixar film, and also, as you can see, it's the collectible slipcovers that you guys are aware of that I'm collecting. So the next time Zavi has one of those deals on, I'll be picking some more of those up. Then continuing with the Disney theme, I also have Big Hero 6, absolutely amazing superhero film. I love Baymax, he's one of my favourite characters of all time from Disney, after Stitch of course. But no, this is a really good film. If you haven't watched it, I seriously recommend you do. The next film I have is Beauty and the Beast, and yet again, I do need to get the live action one at some point. But this is a cute little film, and I'd say Beauty and the Beast is one of my favourites. It's probably like top 20, but for most people it'll be probably top 10. But no, this is still an enjoyable classic, and if you haven't watched it, recommend you do. Next one I have is Batman v Superman. I think this is the Ultimate Edition. Yeah, the Ultimate Edition. I still need to rewatch all the DCEU films, especially these ones, because I think I've only watched this film like the once, and I can't really remember much of it. So definitely need to give this a rewatch. And then continuing the Batman theme, I also have the 2022 Batman. Really good film. If you haven't watched it, I recommend you do. Robert Pattinson surprised me as Batman, because I'm so used to him as Edward Cullen from Twilight. So seeing him in this, he shocked me. So thank you, Robert Pattinson, for proving that you can be more than just Edward Cullen. To which, not going to lie, I'm in the mood to watch the Twilight films. I know. Anyway, so next film I have is Batman Forever. This is the one with the collectible slips. So I still need to get Batman, Batman Returns, and Batman and Robin, just so I can say I've got all of those slip covers. But the first one I had to get was the Jim Carrey one, because of course I love Jim Carrey. And I loved his Riddler. I know a lot of people didn't. I did. Next one, it's got a Blu-ray slipcover, but it is a 4K, and that is Baby Driver. So there we go, it's the 4K, it come without the slip. My Blu-ray had the slip, and I thought, why not keep it? So Baby Driver. I haven't watched this in a while, but I do remember falling in love with this film, mainly for the soundtrack. So if you want a film that's got a really good soundtrack to it, this is one I recommend. Like, seriously, it's such a good soundtrack. The music fits in with the car chase scenes and everything like that. So seriously, give that a watch. And then this is my special edition of Beetlejuice. So this is the Book of the Deceased, recently deceased. Of course, when I saw this, I had to pick this up, like, without a doubt. So it is kind of like the Book of the Dead. You get chalk with it. So the 4K does come with a slip as well, which I absolutely love. I'm looking forward to Beetlejuice 2. I'm hoping it's going to be as good as the first one, but unfortunately, you never know. But I'm going to keep my fingers crossed. You know, you never know. Okay, on to my C's. So I only have 2, and I have Coming to America, which I have watched the second one, but I haven't fully watched this one. So the last time I tried to watch this with my mum, I fell asleep. So I do need to give this a rewatch before I watch the second one again. But now I like my Eddie Murphy, so this is one of the reasons why I picked it up. And then the next one is Child's Play on 4K. I brought this off the amazing Jamie Powell. I do need to get the rest with these slip covers, because I absolutely love the Chucky series. And I'm looking forward to going into the Chucky house during Halloween Horror Nights whilst I'm on my holiday. So hyped. And I'm going to try and watch all the Child's Play films and the TV show before I go, because I just want to get myself hyped for the house. But yeah, so Child's Play on 4K. I will get the rest with these slipcovers because they've now all come out in America. So I look forward to adding that to my collection. Okay, on to the Ds. Now I only have 2. So I have Deadpool 2 on 4K. This is like this massive box set thing I found in my local CEX. I just need to get Deadpool 1. And then I have the Dark Knight trilogy. So this is Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, and The Dark Knight Rises. I thought this was a nice little box set. Found it in CEX, got it for a good price. So there we go. So there's Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, and The Dark Knight Rises. I do need to give all the Batman films a rewatch, because I actually can't remember much of the Batman films, apart from Batman Forever, but that's because I used to watch that one on repeat, so that one will always be stuck in my head. But I do need to give the others a watch, again. On to my E's, I have 3. One of them is a brand new release, so I'll talk about that in a minute. So the first one is Encanto. I really enjoyed this. This is one of the better Disney movies we've gotten in a while. The music is amazing and very upbeat, and it sticks in your head. I mean, Surface Pressure, we don't talk about Bruno, you know, all of the songs in this film are so amazing. And not just that, but the animation is beautiful as well. So if you have not watched it, and because you're worried about the Disney films have gone downhill, the ones you've watched recently, watch this one. This will get you back into the Disney mood. Then I have Elvis. Of course, I picked this up. This is one of the movies from last year that surprised me. I'm not a massive Elvis fan. Like, I do enjoy his music, but I'm not like my nan or my sister who absolutely love him. So the fact that I picked this up on 4K and Blu-ray, and that this was pretty much in my top 5 for last year, is saying something. Austin Butler did an absolutely amazing job. Tom Hanks did a really good job as well, but for me, it was Austin Butler. And I now have a crush on Austin Butler. But no, if you want a really good biopic film, this is one I recommend. I cried, I laughed, I enjoyed the music, and the fact that Austin Butler got stuck with that voice for a while, love it. And then, of course, this is one of the newer releases. The lovely Evander paid for this for me. Thank you again for this. And that is Evil Dead Rise. I definitely need to rewatch this again to work on my ranking for the end of the year. But I think this will definitely be in my top 10 favourite movies of the year, because this creeped me the hell out. But yeah, I look forward to giving this a watch in 4K. And now on to the Fs. So yet again, it's the collectible slipcovers from Pixar. And I have Finding Nemo and Finding Dory, 2 absolutely amazing films. And absolute classics as well. I look forward to giving them a watch in 4K. Then I have Frozen 2. This got sent to me as subscriber mail. I do need to get the first one on 4K at some point, just so I can have the complete set. And you know what? Frozen 2, I actually enjoy a lot more than the first one. Not gonna lie. So, yeah. And then I have Free Guy. This is another one of my favourite films from, I think, 2021. Yeah, 2021. This is one of my favourite Ryan Reynolds films after Deadpool. Honestly, if you have not watched this and you're a gaming fan, I recommend you watch this. Now on to my G's, which, to be honest, I think the most I have is S. So this comes a close second. So, yet again, like with Baby Driver, it didn't come with a slipcover, but I kept my Blu-ray slip. And that is The Greatest Showman. Now, this is the film that came with my 4K player when I ordered it, because you got to pick a film, and I thought I had to go with The Greatest Showman. I absolutely love this musical. It's an amazing one. And I still can't get over how hyped I got just from the opening scene when I first watched it. Speaking of musicals, of course I had to add the 4K of this, and that is Grease. Grease is the word, people, and Grease is one of my absolute favourite films of all time. This was the film that got me into musicals, like I've said in the past, and I still need to watch this one on 4K, yet again. I need to watch more of my 4Ks. But I need to watch them during the day. The next 3 I'll do together because they are my Ghostbusters collection. I'm just missing Ghostbusters 2 on 4K. Other than that, I've got the rest. So I have the original Ghostbusters. I have Ghostbusters Answer the Call with all the 4 female leads. I enjoyed this one. I know a lot of people weren't a massive fan of this, but you know what? I enjoyed it. I had a good time with it. And then, of course, Ghostbusters Afterlife. I absolutely love the Ghostbusters films. It's one of the set of franchises that I try and watch during Halloween whenever I get the chance. So, of course, I'm looking forward to the new Ghostbusters we're getting. When we're getting that, I've got no clue, but definitely look forward to that one. And then to finish off the G's, my special edition of Gremlins. This was an absolutely amazing find in my local CEX. I couldn't believe someone got rid of this. It's such a cute box set. I hope they do Gremlins 2 on 4K, because that is one of my favourite sequels, I will admit. But if they don't, they don't. But, you know, it should do. Okay, on to our H's. So I have Hook, another Robin Williams classic. Not really my go-to Robin Williams film. My sister enjoys this film, but for me, I just find it to be okay. I do need to give it a rewatch. Maybe more that I've grown up now and things like that. Maybe I might enjoy it more. But this is still an absolute classic, and I do miss Robin Williams. It's so sad we won't get any more films from him, but, you know, at the end of the day, we got some amazing films off him. Next one is Hocus Pocus. Of course, I have this on 4K. This is my go-to Halloween watch every single year. I was hoping to go to the Halloween Spectacular in America, but unfortunately I can't. I need to sacrifice something for when I go away because I was putting too much money towards the holiday, and that was one of them. But it's fine, I'll just watch it on YouTube The next one is The Hitman's Bodyguard and The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard. Really enjoyable films. They quite surprised me. I'd love more Ryan Reynolds and Samuel Jackson films because they are a good laugh together. They are very entertaining. The next two I'll do together as well, and that is Hellboy. So this is the original Hellboy and Hellboy 2. Not gonna lie, a little bit gutted that this one didn't come with a slip. It was advertised on Amazon with having a slip, but there you go. But no, I love Ron Perlman as Hellboy. He is my Hellboy. David Harbour did a very good job. Better than I thought he was going to. But for me, Ron Perlman is my Hellboy. Now onto my eyes. So I'll go through the Pixar films that I have. So I have Inside Out. Absolutely amazing film. Heartwarming, funny, just all sorts of emotions from this film. And I love Bing Bong. He's an absolutely amazing character. But yes, I have Inside Out. And the next two I'll do together, and that is the Incredibles movies. So Incredibles 1 and Incredibles 2. I love these slipcovers. I love the orange. Goes well with the characters. And yeah, so the Incredibles films I really enjoyed. Even the second one, even though it was sort of like delayed for so many years. I'm so glad we finally got it. And then the next one is In the Heights. This one surprised me. I watched the trailer for this and I thought, it looks okay. If I didn't see it in the cinema, I didn't see it in the cinema. That weren't a massive problem. But when I watched it, I ended up loving it. So, of course, I got it on 4K. Next, on to the J's. So, I'll start with this one. So, I have another Robin Williams classic, Jumanji. I will get the other two Jumanji films on 4K. I'm just not sure when. But no, this is an absolutely amazing film. The effects in this are brilliant. If you want a classic, I think this was 90s? Yeah, 90s movie. This is one I recommend. And then finishing it off, we have Jungle Cruise, which I'm quite surprised I picked up on 4K. I thought this would be one I'd pick up on Blu-ray, but apparently I picked it up on 4K. I'm going to try and watch this before I go, because I do want to try and watch as many films as possible to do with the rides or the attractions, things like that before I go. But I do have like 26 days, so it'd be a case of binge watching as much as I can. But Jungle Cruise is one of the rides I do want to go on whilst I'm out there. Film was okay. Not my go-to. I haven't got any Ks, so we're just going straight to the L's. So I have Last Action Hero. Absolutely amazing film. This is one of my favourite Arnie films, and I can't get over it. This is a childhood of mine. Childhood classic of mine. And I do want to go back to this on 4K at some point. Next one is Labyrinth. Of course, when this got advertised, I had to pick it up because it was like the book from the film. So there was no way I was not going to pick that up. Absolutely no way. And especially since I've been after getting Labyrinth on 4K, I was like, yeah, this is one I definitely needed to pick up. But the annoying thing is trying to get the slipcover thing back on. I know. 5 hours later. There we go. Listen. And then finishing off the L's, we have The Lion King. So this is, yet again, need to get the live action one on 4K. But no, this is an absolute classic. And for me, it's Timon and Pumbaa that does it more than anything. I love them as sidekicks. They're absolutely fun and amazing. The songs in this are amazing. The animation in this is amazing. You get so many emotions during this film. So seriously, if you haven't watched The Lion King, this is 100% one I recommend. Okay, now on to M's. So I'll start with the two Pixar films. So I have Monsters Inc. and Monsters University. I actually quite enjoyed Monsters University. It's not my absolute favourite. Like Monsters Inc. People making noises outside, fabulous. Monsters Inc. is my absolute favourite out of the two, but I think this was a pretty good prequel. I do wish we get a sequel for the film, the first one, where we get to see Boo and things like that, but you never know, we might do eventually. But for now, we've got a prequel, which it was quite nice to see how Mike and Sully got together. The next films I have are The Mummy. So, of course, I had to pick this up from CEX. So I had to pick this up, of course. There was no way I couldn't pick this up. I still really want to get that Book of the Dead one. like that really nice steelbook thing, but that's way too expensive. So this has The Mummy, and then we got The Mummy Returns, and then Mummy, Tomb of the Dragon Emperor. I still can't believe I got to see the first Mummy in the cinema. I was so happy about that. Oh my god, I was so hyped, and I have so many issues. The next two I show you, I'll do it together as well, and that is Men in Black. So I have Men in Black 1 and Men in Black 2. I just need to pick up 3 and International, and then I've got the full set. I really enjoy these films. Will Smith, Tommy Lee Jones, absolutely amazing pair, and we need more Men in Black films. We need more Men in Black films, seriously. If we don't get any more, I will cry. I'll be upset. I'm just saying. Okay, so next we're going straight over to the R's, because I have no N's, O's or P's or Q's. So going straight to R, and my only R is Robin Hood. This is the Taron Egerton and Jamie Foxx one. I really enjoyed this film. This was a spontaneous trip to the cinema. I was in Norwich. I was waiting for some shops to open, or I think I was waiting for something, I can't remember. And I thought, what should I watch while I wait? Found this was showing, the trailer was showing in one of the cinema bits, and I went, I'm going to go see it. I actually really enjoyed this film. This was such a fun film, and I've really gotten into Taron Egerton at the moment. Like, he's been really good in the films I've seen him in, so definitely need to give that a read. So now onto my big pile. So my S is the most biggest pile I have. So first thing I'm going to show you is The Suicide Squad. This is the one with Idris Elba in it. So I still need to get the other one on 4K, because you know what? I actually quite enjoyed that one. But I will say this was 100% the better film. But no, this was a really good film. Margot Robbie is Harley Quinn. Absolutely perfect casting. Perfect casting. Next one I have is Split. Now, I do need to get Unbreakable and Glass at some point. But this was a really good film. This one surprised me. I only knew James McAvoy from... what had I seen him in beforehand? I can't remember what I'd seen him in beforehand, but then I watched him in this and I went, wow, you can play a crazy character very well. Bit concerning, that. But no, this was a really good film. This one surprised me. I love a film when it surprises me in a good way. So the next lot I'll show you all together, and that is my Spider-Man films. So I have the Spider-Man Tom Holland trilogy. So I have Spider-Man Homecoming, Spider-Man Far From Home, and Spider-Man No Way Home. Little bit gutted that this one didn't come with a slipcover, but there you go. Eventually I might find a slipcover for it on eBay or something, but for now, at least I have it. Like, I really enjoyed this film. This was an absolutely amazing film. And I think Tom Holland has done such an amazing job with these films, and I look forward to seeing him in more. And then the other Spider-Man films I've got, so everything's fallen over. So I have Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I still need to watch the second one, which it is now on streaming services to rent. So I might rent that at some point. But I will be doing a Spider-Man ranking when I do watch the Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. So no spoilers, please, for that film, because I still need to watch it. And then I got this for my birthday this year. So if you have seen it, you'll see it in my subscriber mail for my birthday. But lovely Evander sent me the 3 Spider-Man 4K movie collection of Tobey Maguire, because he knew I was after this one, because I had the Amazing Spider-Man one, but I didn't have this one. So thank you again, Evander, for helping me complete my collection of Spider-Man. So, in fact, I don't think I'm actually missing any Spider-Man films on 4K now. Yeah, I think I've got them all. Fantastic. But yes, so Spider-Man 3 film collection. I will be watching them all on 4K, and I look forward to giving them a watch on 4K. Next one is Speed. This is one of my favourite 90s movies of all time, and yet I'd only watched it a couple of years ago. I know. It got me in the mood for more Keanu Reeves, because at that point I'd only seen him in Bill and Ted. So, yeah, Speed. If you haven't watched it, if you want a suspenseful action film that's not all about the fighting, it's all about just the suspense more than anything, seriously recommend it. If you haven't watched it, seriously, watch it. The next two I'll do together, and that is the Space Jam set. So I have Space Jam and Space Jam New Legacy. This is still my absolute favourite, but not going to lie, I did quite enjoy this film. I think it's because there was a lot of nods to my favourite films in this film. So that's probably the main reason, But I will say this is still the absolute classic that it is. Okay, and then the next two I'll do together as well. And yet again, like with Baby Driver and The Greatest Showman, the first one didn't come with a slip, so I kept the slipcover one from my old Blu-ray. And that is Sonic the Hedgehog. Of course I have both these films. It's Jim Carrey and Sonic. Of course I have them both on 4K. So here is the first one. Like I said, this is the one with the Blu-ray slip, but it is a 4K. There we go. And then I got the exclusive HMV slipcover just because it just looked so amazing. And I look forward to Sonic 3. I really don't know if Jim Carrey's coming back because he is retired now. I really hope he does because I did like his character of Dr. Robotnik. But if he doesn't want to come back, he doesn't want to come back. Simple as. This one I haven't seen. Please don't kill me. I will eventually watch it. And that is The Shawshank Redemption. This is an absolute movie classic. There's so many movie classics I haven't watched yet, but I do promise I will eventually watch this. Okay, and next one is my only Marvel film? No, I've got the Avengers. This is like one of my only other Marvel films that I have, and that is Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Yet again, another film that surprised me. I'd watched the trailer for it, thought, oh, it looks okay. I was like, it's not a superhero I'm well known of. So I thought, oh, I might not like it, I might not. I might like it, I might not. There we go. But it turns out I actually enjoyed this more than I thought I was going to. The effects on the rings, amazing. And the fight scenes, loved them. So if you want something that isn't to do with the Avengers, this is one I recommend. And then we have my Scream collection, which they have announced Scream 3 is getting a 4K. So all I need is Scream 4 and 4K, and then I have all of them. So I have Scream 1, and I love it. They come all with slips. A Scream 2. A Scream 5. And then, of course, Scream 6. This was a pickup for me on day one. This was a pre-order. I had to get it because this was an absolutely amazing slipcover. I loved this film. This is one of my favourite films from this year. And, of course, when the slipcover came out, I was like, I have to have that one. I was like, it looks too good not to have that one. Okay, so on to my teas. So we have Toy Story 1, a Toy Story 2, and a Toy Story 3. So I just need to get Toy Story 4. I'm hoping that it will come out with one of these collectible slipcovers because I am currently holding off for that. But at the same time, deep down in my gut, I have a funny feeling we're not going to get it. But you never know, so I'm just thinking, do I pick up Toy Story 4 just to have it all set? Or do I just hang about and wait? So, not sure at this point, but once I figure it out, I'll let you know. And then to finish off my teas, it's a double pack, and that is of Top Gun. So, Top Gun and Top Gun Maverick. Yet again, another set of films that surprised me. I'm not really much of an army, war person kind of film. Like, I'm not really into those films. But Top Gun surprised me. And then Top Gun Maverick, such a good sequel. I got to see this with my dad last year, and I'm so glad I did, because honestly, if you haven't watched these films, watch. It's top Tom Cruise movie of all time for me. I mean, Mission Impossible is good, but for me, it's Top Gun Maverick that does it. Okay, and then we'll hop into the V's, to which there's only two, and that's the Venom films. So it's Venom and Venom Let There Be Carnage. I actually quite enjoyed this film, not gonna lie. In fact, I think I might have enjoyed this one just a little bit more than this one. I look forward to seeing what Venom 3 holds, but for right now, it's one of those films where it's like, you hear mixed things about it, especially with how the production's going at the moment, but you never know. Okay, so on to my W's, we have The Wizard of Oz. This is an absolute musical classic. I actually quite enjoyed this film. I mean, growing up I enjoyed it quite a lot, but now it's just sort of like a, yeah, I watched it because I enjoyed musicals, so yeah. But I still think this is an absolute classic, and it's one I recommend to people if you want to see what a classic musical was like. Next one is Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, to which I will rewatch this one before I go and see Wonka, because I will go and see it The trailer hasn't really done it for me, but I will probably still go and see it. But this is an absolute classic. The boat ride still creeps me out to this day, but it's better than Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Next one is Who Framed Roger Rabbit, an absolutely fantastic Disney classic film. You wouldn't have thought it was Disney just because of how the film is, but yeah, so this is an absolute classic. If you haven't watched it, seriously recommend you do. And then carrying on with the Disney classics, WALL-E. WALL-E is an absolutely amazing film. Took me a while to fall in love with this film because, not gonna lie, the first time I watched it, I just found it to be okay. But after rewatching it a couple of times, I found a new love for it. So, yeah, WALL-E is an amazing little film. And there's not much talking in it either, which surprised me because normally when there isn't a lot of talking in films, it does sometimes get me a bit bored. But I think because of how the story is, it keeps you going. Okay, and then to finish it off, I have two Z's, and they are Zombieland. So Zombieland and Zombieland Double Tap. Amazing zombie films. In fact, for a while, I was put off by zombie films. Then I watched these two, fell in love with them once again. I mean, it's just Tallahassee going after the Twinkies. I don't know why, but that just entertains me. And there's some really good kills in both films. So, yeah. If you want to get into zombie films again, if you feel like you've lost your passion for them, definitely watch Zombieland 1 and 2. And then to finish it off, this is the one I was going to say to you. This is my massive 4K Ultra HD box set. Now, this is more expensive than it should be, but I got it for £12 in my local CEX. So this is normally going for like about 20, 25, 30, something like that. I got it for 12. So there's 6 films? Yeah, there's 6 films in this box set. Some of which are part of trilogies, so I do need to get the sequels for them. And that is The Maze Runner, Kingsman: The Secret Service. Now this is one I haven't seen. Exodus: Gods and Kings? Yeah, Exodus: Gods and Kings. Independence Day, yet again another classic I haven't seen, but I will eventually watch it. Life of Pi, another one I haven't seen. And The Revenant, another one I haven't seen. But yeah, I picked this up because this was cheap, and I couldn't believe how cheap it was. The films were in all good condition, and to be honest, because I've seen The Maze Runner and Kingsman, and I really enjoyed those films, and I thought the other films I've been meaning to watch, and I want to add them to my set, so there we go. So I have a nice big set of 4K movies. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this updated redo of my 4K collection. Apologies for redoing it, but it's just going to make me feel more comfortable if I do it this way. Because, like I said, I think I was missing a couple of these from my previous one. And plus, I've added some more. And like I said, I'm finally going to categorise my films. So, yeah. So, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then do give it a thumbs up. And if you are new to the channel, then go ahead, hit that subscribe button. And also notification bell down below to be notified when I post. And also leave me your comments and thoughts on my 4K collection. Is there any 4K you recommend that I should add to my collection in the future? Let me know in the comments down below. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!